What are the top causes of acne in adulthood? Acne is something, we really don't want. It's pretty embarrassing when we're a teenager, let alone when we're actually an adult, when it's not really supposed to happen. But there's direct physical causes for this. And this could be everything from just mild breakouts on the skin to something a little bit more significant like acne rosacea, which has autoimmune ties. And the points we're going to talk to today relate to both. So number one, the top reason for acne in adulthood is low stomach acid. This is by far the biggest cause of acne breakouts coming on. The reason for that is because stomach acid plays a number of really integral roles within the digestive system. When our stomach acid is high enough and replete, it's our first defense mechanism against unwanted bugs coming into the system, killing off microbes, but also keeping microbes in the gut under control. When our stomach acid levels deplete and reduce, then we tend to get overgrowths of bacteria within that environment. Those bacteria start to interact with our gut wall, producing inflammation. We get more things like SIBO with low stomach acid. And the inflammation and damage to the gut wall can generate something we call endotoxemia, which is a displacement of toxic elements from bacteria through the gut wall, causing more inflammation, and that manifests especially in the skin. Another critical thing for stomach acid is breaking down our food. So when our stomach acid levels are low and suppressed and we're not breaking down food well, we get undigested, unbroken down food particles sitting around in the gut. That leads to more bacteria overgrowing, fermenting on that stuff, and it becomes more an inflammatory environment. Our immune system doesn't really like to see unbroken down whole particles of food. So we start to develop more inflammation because of that and generating the same process again. The next 2 points really link to that as well. So, our second cause, stress. Low stomach acid, often the biggest cause of that is stress when we're adults. When we're on the go, on the hamster wheel of life, living on a to-do list, rushing back and forth, we're in this fight and flight mode or running from the tiger. And when we're in that state, your body is running from a tiger. It doesn't need to digest, it doesn't need to heal, it doesn't need other things to work. It needs to run and have our muscles pumping and our survival instincts intact. So it will basically shut down the things it doesn't need in that state. So we don't release digestive enzymes to break down food. We don't release stomach acid efficiently to break down food. So it directly links back into this first point. Maybe you can identify this process if you've had a breakout of acne on the skin and you look back and actually recognize, I've been stressed for a long time. This is one critical thing for you to get under control. The next thing, something called leaky gut, which more and more people are hearing about. And this is essentially where the gut wall, which is very thin, becomes damaged and we get gaps within that wall. And AKA form this thing of leaky gut, things passing through the gut wall, which essentially shouldn't do when it's intact. And when we have this leakiness effect, things like food particles are passing through, endotoxemia is occurring again, bacterial elements are passing through, all things that our immune system sees as highly dangerous and goes on high alert and produces inflammation again. And that's what generates the skin symptoms you tend to see. And stress, a major thing which causes and drives leaky guts, but also things like food sensitivities, toxins, constipation, infections within the gut and dysbiosis or imbalances within the microbiome. Healing the gut lining and healing a leaky gut can be one of the most important things to recovering from acne breakout in adulthood. It so often is that our skin is reflective of what's going on the inside, especially the gut. And then lastly, the fourth top cause of acne is dairy. And this is one that gets me actually. When I eat too much dairy, I fall off the wagon a bit, I slip a bit, I start to get breakouts on my forehead actually. And the reason for that is dairy does a few things. So firstly, dairy is actually one of the most common food sensitivities you will see with people alongside gluten. So it's especially relevant when you're sorting out a leaky gut. Especially cow-based protein, it's the casein protein A1. It's very inflammatory, and the immune system tends to react to it more than others. Dairy also have this pro-mucus production effect. So you'll tend to see it's actually very correlated to a lot of respiratory illness of people, things like asthma and sinus issues. When there's lots of mucousy stuff going on, it's often dairy playing a role in that. Dairy will increase the mucus production from our glands in those areas and generate and contribute to problems like this. I hope you found that very informative and useful. So many of us are going to manage acne with topical antibiotics and lots of cosmetics and chemicals, and actually that's not getting to the cause of the problem. You're just covering up and masking the problem and damaging your skin, and it's really quite volatile stuff. So actually, if you understand what's going on and look into the body and from an inside out approach, is much more effective. By addressing these types of things as well, you prevent other issues from occurring as well apart from acne. If you want more content like this, please do follow us and subscribe, or like and share with anyone you think could really benefit from this information.